Oh, hi, it's me again. Pest post number 8, Western Town. Years ago, there was a family here locally that built in south of town between Reno and Carson City a place called Western Town. That wasn't what they named it, that's what I will call it for this instance. This Western Town was kind of a replica of an old-fashioned Western town. And they had a saloon, they had a livery stable, they had some kind of boarding house or hotel, and it was all built on a small scale, but yet it was big enough to have tourists up there when they wanted to have them. I think they also used it later as just a camp for kids and things like that. But you go up this long, windy dirt road, and you come in just like if you're back 100 years in the 1860s, 1870s in Nevada. You could have ridden your horse right in there, put it on the hitching post, and gone right in the saloon. It had the swinging doors and everything. Well, the caretaker at the time was named Joe. And Joe said, well, we're having ants in the saloon, and we don't know how to get rid of them. So can you guys take care of the ants in the saloon? We said, yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Let me go ahead, and we'll go ahead and look in there. Now, this happened to be Roger and I again. And Roger and I were underneath, or we were basically in the Western Saloon, and they had these beams, columnar beams holding up the floor, and all of a sudden there were all these little ants trailing up the column. So we figured, well, we've got to get underneath this place, so we asked the caretaker, is there a way underneath the building? He said, yes, it's in the back. He said it's hard to get underneath there because it's a very small opening, and when you get underneath there, it goes down. As you get farther toward the front of the building, it's a sloping thing. So the grade is actually, if you go in, it's about 3 feet. And as you go farther in, it gets lower and lower. So you're down into about a 2.5 foot area. And we said, okay, that's fine. I said, well, do you know about where these posts are? And he said, it'll be probably about midway through the whole thing. The posts will be about midway through your crawl space area. So we went ahead and dug out the crawl space area, literally slithered in it like a snake head first, had our lights in there, we're shining around. Well, we noticed that the whole foundation was stacked with wood, like you'd see in a mine shaft type thing, supporting the actual floor, and it was just little ruts of things. It was a row of supports, another row of supports, row of supports. Well, that was fine, no big deal. So we went ahead, and you could barely get between the supports. They were probably about 3 feet apart. So you could barely crawl your way in there. So you're crawling in, and you have your light in front of you. Finally, Roger was behind me. And I said, stay here. And he said, okay. So he was kind of waiting at the entry, and I said, I'll just crawl under myself. So I went ahead, and I'm shining my light, and I find where the posts come through the floor. Sure as heck, ants everywhere. So I basically had a power sprayer we brought in with us with a hose with a power sprayer. So I started spraying everything, and Roger said, wait a minute, hold it, stop. And I said, what? He said, did you hear that? And I said, what? Hear what? I'm spraying, I don't hear anything. He said, listen. And all of a sudden I'm listening, I hear this noise somewhere, and I think, oh my God, I think snake for sure. I think there's a snake underneath there. And I didn't know what to do. So Roger goes, oh my God, there it is. And I said, what? Because I still can't see it from my position. He says, there's something over in that corner, and it's, oh my God, it's huge. It looks like a giant rat or something. And I said, what? He said, yeah. And I said, well, let me turn around. And I'm trying to turn around in this little space. I'm bumping into things, hitting my head. I couldn't move. I mean, I'm just stranded. I'm kind of crunched in there. I'm on my stomach. I'm trying to pull my way around. And all of a sudden he goes, watch out, here it comes. Oh my God, and I'm just freaking out. Oh my God, there's something. He said, it's right behind you. And I said, oh my God, and I'm trying bumping and crashing and bumping. And I get to him, and he's laughing his ass off. It never moved. It never moved, and I'm busting to my head and everything else. And he was laughing so hard, he was just beet red laughing. He was laughing so hard he couldn't even make a noise. And he said, there really was something over there, and I think it was a rat because I shined my light and the red eyes lit up. And he said, that thing was huge. And I said, oh, you son of a bitch.